So basically it's that prevention month. I know censoring is horrible, but you know, and I kind of feel ready to talk about it, even though it's very uncomfortable. So I'll give a bit of a context before, and I won't go too much into the details of what happened or what I went through. Is just to give a little bit of info so that everything makes sense in a way. So I've had depression, a heavy depression in my teenage years. So I was basically from middle school until 17, 18 maybe. I don't know. I still kind of had depression afterwards, but it wasn't as heavy as those years. And I still, like, disclaimer, I still have those kind of depressive moments, but they're not as frequent and heavy as they used to be, and I can get out of them faster now. So basically, back in those years, there was a lot going on in the family. And I also used to like have thoughts very like every day basically. I used to that, and I have a few like them here, and I did this tattoo. But I have more prominent scars on my legs, which I plan on covering with tattoos. Basically, I wasn't really living. I wasn't doing what I wanted. I didn't go to a school that really like helped me in a way to get clear about my path. I also wanted to drop out, but I got my certificate in the end. So, but most of my summers in those years were spent in the house. I didn't go out. I didn't socialize. I was really not into socializing. I was really bad at socializing. I also, because I didn't have the energy. Basically, I would just stay up until 5, 6 in the morning, go to bed and wake up at 4 or 5 in the afternoon. And those were my summers. I don't know how many I spent like that. So the first event that actually caused a chain of events was my aunt helping me get out. Basically, I got the opportunity to go to England to study English for a year. And I never took any risks before. That was my first time taking a plane, I think. Yeah. And that was scary as hell. But that was the first event that helped me get out of everything, all the mess, all the noise. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. I had many panic attacks there. I felt like shit. It was so hard to socialize, and actually people being nice to me was so foreign. But at the same time, I found a piece of myself there. Like England has a bit of my heart. Like Bournemouth and Beckenham, if you live there, shout out, because I love those places. Anyway, after that I came back and I did go to a new school, a tourism school, and I went overseas as well for internships. And then I came back, finished my school. I got an opportunity to go overseas again. And there I had my first proper job in a way, but it was hard. I worked like, I don't know how many hours. I barely got a day off because you had to ask for it. I was being paid like $700 a month, working all those hours. I burnt out in the end, and COVID came, and so I came back. October 2020 was something that something lit the fire, and then I started like losing friendships, and I broke up with the toxic boyfriend that I didn't know was toxic at the time, because it felt familiar, it felt comfortable in a way, the only love that I got to know. I found jobs that I didn't really like, but I was stuck in survival mode until this year. I also, like, I never told anyone this, but I still had thoughts until the beginning of this year. And then I was able to just, get out of them in a way. I don't know. Timing is so weird. But yeah, I went through different jobs because there were things that I just needed to leave, and they weren't serving me, they weren't helping me, they weren't supporting me in a way. Yeah. I did try many things, like network marketing, I did try 4 of them, which I don't know how I hit my head that hard all those times that I didn't realize it. MLMs, that kind of shit. And all I wanted was for me to find my path, what clarity and everything. This year is just helping me do that in a way. Following my passions, getting out of my comfort zone, changing. Change happens when you do want change and you take the steps. You intuitively listen to yourself and actually take action. It's a lot. All these years, all these past years have helped me find myself, the pieces of myself, setting boundaries, what I want and what I don't want, and healing trauma, childhood trauma, teenage trauma, whatever, all that. So basically, nothing changes if nothing changes. It's not easy. I know that. It's not like it's an overnight kind of thing. We wish, of course, but it takes time. It takes action. It takes healing. It takes that moment of saying, okay, I've had enough. Like, I literally just, I've had enough with myself, with all the bullshit and the victim mentality and all the comfort I was in. I was so fucking done with all that. I still remember vividly that time where I was taking the step to just end it all, and I didn't, because it is scary. First of all, it's not easy, and something stopped me, I guess. I knew there was more. I didn't know at the time, but I realized this year, maybe like between last year and this year, I realized that there is more and that life is worth living. As I said, I still have those depressive moments, and like the current situation of the world and what's going on, like, if you care, it's heavy, and we're all here to help each other. And that's why to be kind is like the basic human behavior that anyone can have. Like, the world is already heavy as it is. Let's be kind to each other. You never know what's going through people's lives, and there are people projecting, and there are people that will love you or won't like you. I'm going off track here. Following my passion is actually, which is music, and just taking step towards it is the thing that's been helping me, that has helped me in the past, is helping me and will help me, because that's my biggest passion. And I think that's reason enough for me to go on, and people that support me, and friends, and all everyone. And if you're going through that time, I really, like, with all my heart, hope you can get through it and overcome it, and just see that life is worth living. And I'm sending you all the love, all the imaginable love of this world. Let's be kind to each other, be kind to yourself, and